Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, to Diecast Driven. Clearly we're going to be decaling some cars today. Hopefully you guys are doing well out there, bracing yourselves for the impending snowstorm. Hopefully our audio is good, hopefully our camera setup is good, hopefully you guys are doing well. I'm a little under the weather, so if you hear that in my voice, got a little bit of the sickness this week. Nothing too bad, but just annoying. So let me just check all the audio settings and make sure everything's okay from that aspect. All right, yeah, bring on the snow, bring on the show. I'm sure you guys are very familiar with these cars at this point. This is what we'll be working on. I'm still still trying this dual streaming with the shorts setup. Not sure if it's gonna work. Barely hear the music, but that's okay. Yeah, so the thing with the music is I think I'd rather have it be too quiet than too loud. Because if it's too quiet and it goes away, you kind of don't really notice it all that much. But if it's too loud, it's kind of overbearing, right? You hear it too much. So as long as you can kind of hear it sometimes in the background, that's fine with me. But yeah, I just don't want it to be too loud, too overbearing. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Otherwise, it becomes distracting if it's too loud, and we don't want that. I don't really have like a specific topic I want to discuss today. There isn't really anything. There's a few things that I've been paying attention to that we could talk about. Maybe we'll do that as more people jump in. Okay, the poll. That's a good point. Start a poll. Let's see. Do you plan on watching the Rolex 24-hour race at Daytona? Okay, so the poll is going up in the chat. We'll put that out there. Do you plan on watching Rolex 24 hours? Start poll. Bam. Okay, I heard a thing today that said if you start a poll before the stream starts, then YouTube's algorithm pushes your channel or your video out further. I don't know how true that is. So we kind of missed that. I didn't put the poll out before we started the stream. For some reason I forgot to do that, but it's all good. So anyway, this is the car we're working on. There. And we're doing 4 more. So this will take us up to, let's see, that's 33, that's 34, 35, and 36. So this will take us up to 36, leaving me with 14 to go. I have the last 8 done. The last 8 have been all decaled. I just haven't put any clear coat on them yet because it's been so cold. So eventually I'll get to that once this snowstorm cold front leaves us. I guess kind of worst case, best case scenario is it is so cold that we're kind of stuck inside, don't have a whole lot to do, so I can work on these cars. I did just get a bunch of decals in over the past week. Let's see if the camera will focus today. We were having problems with it focusing last time. Let's see. Let me do this real quick. Okay, I did that last time and it was able to focus better. Yeah. Okay, I don't know what it is, but if you change it to wide angle and then change it back to normal angle, so it's a half-time zoom and then one-time zoom, it allows it to focus better. So apparently we're streaming both in vertical and horizontal today. We have one vote in the poll who's going to be watching the Rolex race over the weekend. I will absolutely be watching. Race starts tomorrow, I think at 1:30, or maybe coverage starts at 1:30 and the race actually starts at 2:30, and it goes obviously for 24 hours overnight into Sunday morning, and then Sunday afternoon. I think it ends at 2:30. It either ends at 2:30 or 1:30 or something like that. So early Sunday. Sunday's when the snow is supposed to start, at least up here. So we're not going anywhere Sunday. We were going to go to the in-laws, but we've decided not to do that, more than likely. Our pastor already filmed the church service for Sunday, or he's going to be filming it Saturday afternoon. So they'll put the service up on YouTube so we can watch it. There's a lot of old people that go to the church, so it makes sense. You don't want them out and falling in the cold weather and everything like that. So I get that. But yeah, the Rolex race starts tomorrow. I want to say at 2:30. I could double check, but we're decaling cars right now. So I'll end up watching it. The whole thing is on Peacock. The whole thing is streaming on Peacock, so I'm looking forward to that. It's always fun to watch a Rolex 24-hour race. I don't really have a whole lot of time invested into it. The IMSA series, they run a full season schedule, and I'm trying to think. It's like 12 races or something like that. I know they do Sebring. I'm pretty sure they come to Mid-Ohio. Maybe one year I'll have to get out to Mid-Ohio and see those guys race there. But yeah, so that race is tomorrow. West Ham plays tomorrow morning at 7:30. So I'm probably gonna wake up pretty early tomorrow for a weekend and watch West Ham, or at least listen to them, because they're not on Peacock. They're on USA, which is annoying. But fun thing about West Ham is they have won their last two matches that they've played. Queen's Park Rangers in the FA Cup, and then Tottenham in the Premier League. So West Ham has won their last two matches, and they play Sunderland tomorrow. Hopefully they can win that game as well. Sleep in the couch and have the race. Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite things about the 24-hour race. Going all the way back to the Speed Channel back in the day. I used to do the same thing. Sleep on the couch, have the race on all night, wake up in the middle of the night for some reason, and yeah, it was a good time. But I'm looking forward to that as well. Hopefully it's a good race. I saw the Cadillac won the pole for the prototype class, but then got DQ'd after their qualifying attempts because they failed post-qualifying inspection. I don't know what was wrong with the car, but something the sanctioning body didn't like, so they failed post-qualifying inspection and they lost their pole. So, yeah, should be a fun race. 4 classes of cars. Prototype, LMP, 2, which I wonder, I think it's LMP1 and LMP2. I think LMP1 is prototype. GTD Pro and then GTD. Let's see. Let me just double check how many classes. I know there's 4 classes. I just don't know how many cars per class. I got the spotter's guide. I was thinking about just pulling it up on my computer over there and screen sharing, but yeah, so here's the spotter's guide. So you have the GT prototype class, LMP2. Then you have, let's see, GTD Pro, and then GTD, just your normal Grand Touring Daytona, I think is what it stands for. So a lot of cool entries. Not a ton of NASCAR drivers in this Sears event. A few of them. I think AJ Allmendinger was in one. Connor Zilisch was in one. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there were any other NASCAR drivers in it, but a lot of IndyCar drivers. Kyle Kirkwood is going to be in it. Will Power, I saw. Full electric. No, I think they're all hybrids. I'm fairly certain they're all hybrids, but I'm not sure. I know they're not fully electric. So yeah. It should be a fun race. I'm looking forward to it. I always like this one. The funny thing or the weird thing about it though is like it always gets you excited for the NASCAR season, because this is like kind of the first big racing event of the year. And just how I kind of remember things growing up watching NASCAR, watching, motorsports on the Speed Channel was I never really paid too close attention to the Rolex 24-hour race. I always watched it, but I didn't watch IMSA racing all the time. But there would always be something on the Speed Channel, so I'd always watch it. And the Rolex 24-hour race was kind of the one that would get you ready for the NASCAR season. It was like the first big motorsports event of the year, so I'd always be like, once that rolled around, it was only a couple weeks till Daytona, till Speed Week started. And back in the day, Speed Weeks they had coverage, they had qualifying. Well, they had preseason Thunder with the Daytona testing, cars on track. They had qualifying. They had the Budweiser shootout. Then they had the Gatorade duels, trucks, ARCA, Xfinity, well, Nationwide back then, or Busch if you go even further back. So it was like the racing season just ramped up right as soon as the Rolex 24-hour race happened. And this year, like, I'm excited, I guess, for the Rolex 24-hour race, but I'm not excited for NASCAR. Like, they made a good change in getting rid of the playoff format and bringing in the chase postseason format. So there's a little optimism from me there, but I still don't like the cars. Like, one of the big things about, specifically for me, I guess one of the big things about the Rolex series, or the IMSA series, is I was never really too embedded in it. I didn't really follow it too closely. So whatever changes they might have made year to year, I didn't really notice. I just turned the race on and kind of, like, I would be considered a casual fan for the IMSA sports car series. And on the flip side of that, NASCAR, I knew everything there was to know about NASCAR. So if they made a change, I knew about it, whether it was good or bad. And I could see, because I watched it week to week, what kind of impact it made on the cars, the on-track performance, etc. So, like, IMSA has, this 24-hour race, they have changed a lot over the years. But I don't really notice that because I didn't really pay that close attention to the series in general. But NASCAR made tons of changes, and I know all of the changes and also all of the ramifications of those changes. And so I think that's one of the things that disappoints me, I guess, a little bit more specifically about NASCAR is just those changes, because I know so much about the sport and have followed it for so many years. But either way, I'm looking forward to the season, I guess more so than I have in previous seasons. Being more consistent, I think, is good, and having a points total, a larger sample size in the full season rundown and points format, I think is a good change. You know, if they could go back to numbers in the middle of the doors, like I'm working on this car. So this car is a 2015 Carl Edwards car, obviously. It's for a friend of, well, actually, it's a cousin, my wife's cousin. But there's just something about these cars from 2015. I don't know. They look like race cars. Or at least they look like race cars to me. And the thing is, too, is I don't dislike the IMSA series, but it's a sports car touring series. So you have your Lexus, your Aston Martin, your Lamborghini, your Chevrolet Corvettes, your Ford Mustangs. You have a bunch of different cars. Did I say Aston Martin? Mercedes. What else did they have? Ferrari, Lamborghini. So they have a lot of different manufacturers and a lot of different classes. Acura, Cadillac. They have a bunch of those. But they're all sports cars. So they're all super tricked out. And they know they're a sports car series. But the thing about NASCAR is supposed to be a stock car series. It's literally in the acronym, in the name. And the new cars that they've gone to are basically sports cars. With the underwing, the underbody, the diffuser, the hood vents, stuff like that. No Yugos. They don't have any of those. No Gremlins or Pacers either. But yeah, so NASCAR knows they're a stock car series, but they've gone to a more sports car vehicle, which has been, I don't know, frustrating, I suppose, for me personally, but just as a fan. But either way, I mean, I'll still probably watch the majority of the races. And I do still plan on having live streams after each race on Sundays this year. Just to kind of recap the weekend, work on cars, because I'll have plenty of stuff to work on. I can show you guys the decals that I got in the mail later this stream if you're interested. We can look at those a little bit later. But I'm still trying to figure out this shorts streaming thing. Like, we have it up there, but apparently it just doesn't hit the algorithm. I tried it once a long time ago and it seemed to work. I don't know if it does anymore. But either way, it's fine. But yeah, so fun weekend ahead. I'm looking forward to it. Aside from all the snow, not really looking forward to that. I mean, I like snow, but it's also supposed to be like in the single digits, sometimes dipping below 0. So I'm not really looking forward to that either necessarily, but yeah. And I know there's only 4 of you guys here, so thank you for being here. I know probably most of you, but if you haven't, go check out today's video. Posted it, William Byron's Charlotte win from last year in the Xfinity series. I remember watching that race on the CW. I'm looking forward to the O'Reilly Auto Parts series this year. Also, still on the CW. Speaking of Charlotte, we'll be going down. It's all but confirmed, pretty much, the weekend of Memorial Day for the O'Reilly Auto Parts series race. Looking forward to that. It's probably going to be my only race this year, but it'll be a fun one. I'll take videos and I'll post a video once that happens, but we do have 3 votes on the poll, so it's 0 right now. thank you for watching it. Yeah, it's cold. It's cold here. I mean, there's obviously colder places, but it is frosty. Yeah, 3 of you guys have voted in the poll, so thank you for partaking in that. I'm. Hey, there you go. Ronaldo Mora, welcome back. It's good to see you again. Of the 50, this one is number 36. So, 36, 35, 34, 32. So technically I have 31 done. And this will be 36. Or, I have 32 done. 33, 34, 35, 36. So, we're getting there. It's a slow burn, but like I said earlier, you know, we're gonna be snowed in here the next little bit, so might as well take advantage of the cold weather. I have 4 more to do. They're all sandblasted, painted, and ready to go, and I have the decals for those ones. So I might break 40 here over the next week. Thank you for joining. Good to see you. Hope you guys liked the video from today. We have the William Byron car. Nice, we're up to 6 people hanging out with us on a Friday evening. I might stream Sunday, actually, because Sunday's when we're supposed to get all the snow. So I don't plan on streaming again tomorrow night, but maybe Sunday evening I'll stream and continue working on these cars. Message retracted. I'm glad you mentioned the classical music. I also like the classical music because it's kind of like a. I'm getting so close. I'm getting so close. I'm ready to be done with these cars. I also like the classical music. Of course, I can't hear it because I just have it playing through the computer through OBS. But I hope you guys like it because it's kind of it's pretty chill. It's not too crazy, and yeah, I think it's a nice, not necessarily calming music, but it's pretty chill, pretty laid back music. But yeah, maybe I'll go live Sunday again, and we'll decal some more cars. We'll probably get these ones done, depending upon how far we get today. Maybe we'll... You know, I kind of do too. There's a huge part of me that hates it, right? Because 50 is a lot. Oh man, wait a minute, hold on, time out. Who said they're not watching the 24-hour race this weekend? Boo to the person who said no. That's okay. I get it. You got other obligations. It's 24 hours. You could tune in for like 1 hour. But anyway, yeah, there's a big part of me that hates these 50 cars because 50 is a lot. But now that I'm getting close to the end, and I'm like seeing the amount that I have to do dwindle and get smaller and smaller and smaller, I'm kind of liking it too. I'm like, all right, 50 cars. Like, it was a long journey, but I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. So we're getting dang close. We're getting so close. And then I have the boxes. We'll have a day where I just fold all the boxes and box them all up. Maybe we'll do that on stream, just to hang out or something. But yeah, I agree. It's been fun watching it kind of dwindle down. Because I got one done a long time ago, pretty early. And I'm like, this probably won't be too bad. It was pretty bad. I'll say that. It was pretty bad. One thing I will say also, though, is that working on 4 cars like this helps out a ton. It has helped me out a lot because I'm able to do like the same decal 4 times in a row instead of stressing out about doing one whole car. And I know that I can't get one whole car done in a night. So my thought process is if I were to try and get one whole car done in a single night, it would be a daunting task. But since I know I'm not going to do that, I can do some of the decals, all the roofs, all the doors, maybe the nose, and then move on to the next night. It just doesn't feel as stressful. I have to get a drawing done for my friend, for his girl. I don't have done anything. Pull up your shit. Honestly, that's fine with me. Like, you don't have to be super engaged in the comment section. If you just throw the stream on and want to have me on as background noise or something, that's fine with me. I'm happy to just be somewhat entertaining. You know, once the season starts, I think we'll obviously talk about more relevant NASCAR things. But for right now, you know, just trying to piece together what we're talking about and come up with things. It's a little difficult since it is the off season, but like I said, once the actual season rolls around, we'll have plenty more to talk about week to week per stream. So that's pretty cool though. So are you an artist? Do you draw often, or is this just something that you're doing kind of as a hobby? Obviously, it's pretty nice of you that you're doing it for your friend. That's kind of like me. I work on a lot of stuff for other people. That's what these cars are for. None of these are for me. I don't even know if I'll make... I know it's kind of bad to say. I don't even know if I'll make myself one of these cars. I think I'll have the decals for it. I bought extra in case. Hobby, yeah. But still, it's a cool hobby. Like, it's kind of relaxing like these. Like, I know these cars can be frustrating sometimes, but, and I'm sure drawing can be frustrating at times too. Like anything, painting, drawing, working on cars, everything can be frustrating, but it's probably relaxing because it's more than likely something that you like doing. You're not really, it's not too stressful. Like, working on these cars for me personally isn't very stressful. It's a way to kind of just relax, work with my hands a little bit, and then obviously with streaming, just interact with the chat, interact with you guys. But yeah, I would assume that, you know, as a hobby for you, it's probably pretty relaxing, and it's also fun to see the progression of things. So I have an art account, yeah, I totally understand what you're talking about. Like, you'll start one project, and then another project will pop up, and then another project will pop up, and then by, you know, 3 days go by and you have 7 or 8 new projects that you're supposed to be working on. But the one that it's like these cars. I've been working on these cars since probably last March, or probably last April or May, something around there. But in the meantime, I've had so many other projects pop up. Like, we did that Blazer, we've done numerous other custom cars. I made some big cars for Cody, big cars for Jason, for the Ryan Sieg team. We made, what else did we make? Did I make any for myself? Oh yeah, I made the 6 car for myself, which I'm gonna post that video sometime in the near future, I think. And then what else? I've had tons of projects. I've done 3D printing projects, things around the house. We just finished our kind of like our pantry closet upstairs. We put some shelving in there, painted it. Had a kid in the last year, so she's been an absolute blast watching her grow and learn and develop over the past year. So there's just so many things to constantly be working on. It's really hard, on top of work, of course. So it's really hard to find time to do, you know, your hobbies. So I totally get that. And on top of that, like you said, you just start up so many new hobbies. Or so many new projects. Like, you think you're close to getting one done. Like these cars, I thought I was close a while ago, and then I'm still working on them. But like, I've been designing the decal sheet for the Ross Chastain 2022 Charlotte Truck Series win, because that was the only car that wasn't made, and that one's kind of been on the back burner for a while. I went really hard on it for a while, And then a bunch of things popped up, and I haven't worked on it in a while either. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's hard to set priorities sometimes, and I get that. So, I saw we jumped up to 7 people for a second. That was kind of neat. I think the most we've ever had, like, for an extended period of time was 8 people hopping in at one point, which was pretty cool. Like I said earlier, I kind of want to get to double digits eventually. I know these streams aren't probably the most exciting, but I kind of see them more as just a way to hang out. And like you said, Ronaldo, it's more of a thing where you kind of just put it in the background and listen to. You don't really have to pay 100% attention to it. And like I said before, if we, once we start doing the race recaps, maybe it'll get better. My goal is to have like 10 concurrent viewers by the end of the year, so we'll see. That and 500 subscribers. We're getting close. We're kind of inching our way there. Channel will be 2 years old this March, so it's not like we're blazing any trails here, but yeah, Ross. We'll see. I should have some Ross videos coming out soon because those cars are probably going to be shipping soon. I bought his Charlotte win from last year where he beat William Byron, and the standard paint scheme raced version, as well as the gold raced version scheme. So those videos will be coming out soon. Not too distant future. I'll be more than likely getting charged for those pretty soon. So, oh man, we dropped down to 5. Still trying to figure out this shorts streaming thing because it doesn't seem to have added any more people. Like, I thought the whole point of shorts was to get people to the channel. Who knows? But yeah, I'm looking forward to what Ross and Trackhouse can do this year. He's I don't know if it's like, I don't want to really say it because I don't think it's true, but I mean, they have one of the best teams. Like, SVG is going to have everybody pretty much covered on road courses. Connor Zilich is also really good at road courses. Ross is good most places. He's won at Nashville. He's won at Talladega. He's won at Kansas. He's won at Charlotte. He's won at Coda. He's won at Phoenix. So he has like a bunch of different track wins on his resume, so he can win pretty much anywhere. He can run well anywhere. He's run well at Darlington. So I don't know. It's going to be an interesting year for Trackhouse. I think they're going to do pretty well just across the board. Not that I think Suarez wasn't a good driver. I don't know. It doesn't seem like the team really jived all that well when he was there. Yeah, there's a 1968 Camaro sitting in a barn somewhere that needs a lot of attention. Yeah, I'd like to get that one done sometime too. Oh man, this cold though, it's so annoying. Like I don't know, like cold's where you feel weak and like shivery and stuff. Like that's annoying and all. But the worst ones are when you can't breathe. I hate it when your nose is stuffy. So that's Luis Suarez, the Uruguayan soccer player. He bit Giorgio Chiellini. He didn't bite his ear off. He bit his shoulder in the World Cup. But yes, favorite NASCAR race experience memory. It's hard to pick one. So, I don't know. Dad and I went to a lot of races. I took my sister to a few races. I took my wife to a few races. I went to a few races by myself, which I never thought I would do, which is interesting. That was a very strange experience. I went to a couple ARCA races by myself, and I went to an Xfinity race by myself, and those were strange experiences. I normally go with people, so it was very odd being at the track by myself. I didn't hate it. I didn't not like it, but it was just different. Is that on Twitter, or is that on? I only have Twitter, if that's what you're saying, Ronaldo. I mean, I'll check it out, but I only have Twitter as far as social media goes. But yeah, I can look at it. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many race experiences. Like, obviously, we met Ross in Daytona in 2019. That was fantastic. That was Xfinity race. We were in the garage for that. My sister almost got ran over by Brad Keselowski when he was coming off the track onto pit road, and he shut the car off, and we were crossing, and she wasn't paying attention, and he almost ran her over. So that would have been, it would have kind of been a double-edged sword, because we would have had to like go to the infield care center, and then had to have like all that stuff happen. Maybe get banned from the track. I don't know, but that was a fun one. I took my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, in 2018 to Michigan, and I had her stand by the fence when the cars rolled by. And that was cool, because back then, I can't remember. I don't know if they dialed the horsepower back then down a ton or not, but being up close next to the fence when those cars are flying by at almost 200 miles an hour, nothing like it. It's such a cool experience. So, got to take her to that. My dad and I, we went to like tons and tons of races. We've done the All-Star race. We saw Jeff Gordon's last race at Homestead, Miami in 2015. We got garage passes in 2015 also at Talladega. Dad and I went to the fall Talladega race in 2015 to see Gordon race there. That one was crazy with all the restart shenanigans and BS on the last lap or last couple laps and all that. Gordon ran well all day. He was up towards the front. We did 2014 Daytona. That race was crazy because it was rained out. So it was Daytona in July. Never going back to Florida in July. I've learned my lesson, but that was the year I graduated high school, and I wanted to go to Daytona for my graduation present. So we're like, all right, we'll do Daytona, and then we'll do Disney for a week. So we went down. Daytona's like an hour away from Disney, so we stayed, I don't remember which one we stayed at. It was one of the All-Star resorts, I'm pretty sure. We normally stayed there, but we stayed at Disney, and then we drove over to Daytona Saturday, and it poured. It rained all day Saturday. And we sat under the grandstands, just soaking wet, rain dripping through the grandstands. We're like, yeah, they're not running this thing today. Sure enough, they postponed it, and I remember as we were leaving the track, they shot off all the fireworks. So we got to see the fireworks go off, and then we came back Sunday morning. I think the race was at like 10 a.m. So we came back Sunday morning, and I want to say first of all, there were huge wrecks. There was a huge wreck very early on right in front of us because we were in the tri-oval. We were like sitting right at the exit of pit road on the front stretch. Huge wreck in the tri-oval. Actually, my intro to my videos is that wreck. So if you guys have watched any of my videos, if you notice the intro to the videos, That is that 2014 Daytona July race wreck. But anyway, yeah, that race got rained out halfway through. They like just got past halfway, and then it started pouring again. You could like see, because we're on the, it's like if this is the tri-oval, right? We're on the back stretch here. Turn 3, turn 4, front stretch, tri-oval. Like we're sitting here, and you could just see the ominous clouds just steadily working their way across. And the clouds were like pitch black, and we knew as soon as they started rolling in, we're like, yeah, this race isn't happening. So they got past halfway, the rains came, they called it. Eric Almirola won, which was pretty cool. Like, Eric Almirola winning was neat. That was a fun time. Martinsville 2022 for my bachelor party, that was pretty cool. It was a very cold race. It was the first time I had ever been to Martinsville. The 24 car wins the race. I was ecstatic about that. Got to eat the Martinsville hot dogs. That was a cool experience. If you ever get a chance, I would say go to Martinsville. It's really cool. Even though the next gen kind of sucks there. Goodyear's helped out with the tire fall off and all that, but the 2022 spring Martinsville race was one of the worst races I've ever seen in person, but the 24 won, so it was like the best race ever, right? At least in my opinion. That's unfortunate. I don't really use Twitter to post my art because I got some stuff working to post. YouTube channel. Okay, yeah, post on your YouTube channel. I'll open it right now so I can look at it after the stream, so I don't forget. But let me just RMO. Okay, MORA J. All right, let's see. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's your YouTube name or what, but I can't find it. If you have a Twitter account, you can just DM me or friend request me, and I can accept and I can look at it that way. My very first race was the 2004 Brickyard 400. At that point, I was already a Jeff Gordon fan, but seeing the 24 in Victory Lane in my first ever race was like one of the best things ever. No, like this channel I'm using right now. Oh. Okay. If you, all right, I'll try that. Okay. See, I don't even know. Bunch of random channels come up that don't look like anything. YouTube is so broken. I don't know. I haven't posted anything yet. I'll let you know. Oh, okay. But yeah, seeing Jeff Gordon win in my very first race as an 8-year-old was awesome. It was so cool. At the Brickyard, no less. And then, what other races? 2014 Michigan, Jeff Gordon in the Firestorm DuPont car. The Firestorm Exalta car. The black base with like the yellow and orange flames with the blue around them. That race was awesome. It was like him, Joey Logano, and Kevin Harvick. They were kind of the top 3 cars all day. And it was really between Gordon and Logano. And I remember that race so well because we kind of sat over in turn 1. It was kind of overcast most of the day. And Gordon was on rails. If he could get out front, nobody could catch him. And then, like, if it was kind of the same thing, like whoever got out front would just check out. and that was a fun race. I remember that one very well. We did the Father's Day Michigan race in 2012 when Dale Jr. won. That was a fun one too, that I remember pretty well. Probably the loudest I've heard the Michigan crowd when Junior won. The most unified also. I don't really remember all that well, but I was there for Biffle's last win in 2013 at Michigan. I've been to Darlington. Darlington 2015 when Carl Edwards won was pretty cool. We got the special ticket package with Lionel Racing. So we got a breakfast. It was like the breakfast with the legends of NASCAR. So like Terry Labonte was there, Richard Petty, Dale Inman I think was there, Richard Petty's crew chief. Bobby Labonte was there. So it was kind of neat. I had Ned Jarrett I think also, and Dale Jarrett. I want to say I have the list in my notes on my phone. Let me see. Oh yeah, but another person voted no. Let's see. Real quick. Notes. Oh yeah. Oh, alright. Well, thanks for joining. So we had Ned Jarrett, Dale Jarrett, Leonard Wood, Bill Elliott, Rusty Wallace, Richard Petty, Dale Inman, Jack Ingram, Cale Yarborough, Terry Labonte, Junior Johnson, Rex White, Bobby Allison, and Bud Moore. Quite a list of cool names that we got to see. No Kenny Schrader. I wouldn't consider him necessarily a legend. He's good. He's good for the sport, but I don't know if I'd consider him a legend. Lightning McQueen, definitely a legend. Lightning McQueen and Ricky Bobby. Can't forget Ricky Bobby. Oh, speaking of that, so speaking of Ricky Bobby and projects and such, Mike's Decals is coming out with Talladega Nights set, like a full set for all the cars. And Mike's Decals has some of the highest quality decals out there right now, or ever. So my plan is to make a full Talladega set eventually, Talladega Nights set, in Elite at some point. I don't know when those decals are coming out. They say coming soon on his website. I don't think he has a date yet posted for those, but when that happens, I will be buying all of the sets. There's the Wonder Bread car, the Me car, Jean Girard, the Perrier, Cal Naughton Jr.'s Old Spice, and then the Laughing Clown malt liquor car. So it'll be five car set. I'm going to make them all in 1/24th scale Elite diecast. I'm really looking forward to that. And then at some point, I'll probably also make I think it's a Chevelle that his dad drives that has the number 13 on it that he teaches him how to drive on when he runs into that guy's house. I think the guy's name was Frank. No. I will be making them for my personal collection only. Partially because they're elites. I want to give them the highest amount of detail that I can. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to those sets coming out. And obviously, once I get them, I will make them on the channel, and you guys will all get to see the progress. I'll probably do a video. Oh, that would be kind of cool though. Like a video of the movie with all the movie cars once I get them all done. So I'll probably do that. We'll see though. But that's a project in the distant / not too distant future. Oh, I gotta show you guys the new Ryan Sieg car too. Man, we're up to a 50-50 in the poll. Half of you guys aren't watching the Rolex race this weekend. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Hold on, I'm just fighting with this decal here. I saw we jumped up to 9 people at one point. We had 9 people hop in here. Well, that was pretty cool. Or was it 8? I think it was 8 actually. But still, 8 is pretty high. As soon as I get this decal on, I'll show you guys the Ryan Sieg car that they released this week. Now, I knew about it in advance because I have my my people on the inside there at that team. So I kind of knew it was coming. I got the information a little bit early. But I'll show you guys the paint scheme here in 1 second. Speaking of projects, I also have... I just ordered decal. Well, I'll show you guys the decals here in a second. Let's get this one done, and then I'll show you some things. Because I'm excited. There's a lot of cool things happening. A lot of cool cars, cool projects. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Thanks for all voting in the poll. 50% of you will be watching the Rolex 24-hour race. 50% of you will be not. Nah, I don't think that's true. That thing needs to get done first. I wish it was true, but I don't think so. Good to see you. It's like almost 9 o'clock. I feel like that's a little late for you. It's bedtime. Good old Ricky Bobby. Thanks for joining. It's good to see you. That's funny. Old Ricky Bobby. Alright. Yup. Actually, I should have said, what's up? It doesn't quite have the same ring to it since I'm a little under the weather. But you get the idea. What's up? They gotta have better commercials like that. Alright, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Oh no. Yeah, they gotta bring back some good quality commercials like that. Hey yo, pick up the phone. Ah. True. Alright, so we'll get this part done here in a second. And then I'll show you guys some stuff. So, one of the things that I'll be working on is Ryan Sieg's Watkins Glen car. It was a project that I kind of put off because I had so many other things to work on. And I don't want to say I had a lull in projects, but I had an opportunity to catch up. And so what I did was, that was one of the cars that I needed to make because I wanted to make it for myself. What's up? And so the reason I'm making that car is because obviously I was at the Watkins Glen race last year where I met all of the Ryan Sieg team. And I got a lot of good pictures of it, some good videos of the event. I got to sit on the pit box. If you guys have seen the video, obviously, you know, it was a really cool experience. Well, the plan this year, like I said earlier, is to go to Charlotte. And at Charlotte, I'm going to spend some more time with the Ryan Sieg team. And I would like them to autograph that Charlotte, or that Watkins Glen car, because that's where I met all of them at. So I'm going to see about talking to everybody, getting everybody's autograph, hanging out with the team again. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That car is going to be kind of fun to make because it was run at Watkins Glen, which means the fuel inlet was on the passenger side. So what I get to do is I get to fill the fuel inlet on the driver's side, close that off. At least I'm pretty sure. And then drill into the passenger side of the car, open up that fuel inlet, make a new one on the passenger side. They ran windshield wipers there, so I'm going to 3D print myself a windshield wiper to put on the car. But here, I'll get the decals out really quick. So these are all of my next projects coming up. Oh, and if Michael Moobs is in the chat by some strange reason, don't tell him. Nobody tell him. So this is for his Michigan car. It's Pop-Tart car. So I'll be making this Pop-Tart car for Michael Moobs. Michael Maroots, don't tell him. Hopefully he doesn't see this stream. I really doubt that he will. But I want it to be a surprise, so don't tell him. This is the Ryan Sieg car. It's fairly simple, fairly common, similar to most of the other Ryan Sieg cars. The only difference is it's got the exit mold New York on it, right there. I was just about to bring... Yep, so the fuel inlet is on the passenger side of the car. So, like, just this Carl Edwards car, for example, what I do is I know, I love the confetti on cars. I'm going to take some JB Weld, fill this side in, not this particular car, but just as an example, and then drill out the passenger side and put the fuel inlet on there. I have, let's see if I can... I have some of these brass rings that I will cut down real small, and this will be part of the fuel inlet, because the Xfinity cars have a little bit of extra detail on the fuel inlet. So I'm really looking forward to adding those details. Like I said, I'm going to 3D print myself a windshield wiper, which I did that for this car. Hold on, bear with me for 1 second. I think Jean Girard for a friend. I think we've talked about this before on the channel, but I 3D printed the windshield wiper for Ross Chastain's Coda Win. So I will be doing that for Ryan Sieg's car as well. I modeled it and printed it myself, so it's not... I mean, it's pretty close to what the real thing is. I used the dimensions that they had from the decal one on here, and pretty much just did that. So I'll be doing that for the Ryan Sieg Watkins Glen car. So that car will have some pretty cool details. And then a couple other like miscellaneous projects. My one buddy asked me to make him some 164's. So we have 2007 Dale Jarrett 88 car, Snickers Maximum Generation Max something. We have Denny Hamlin's March of Dimes. I think this is 2010. It's either 2009 or 2010. I don't remember. And then we have this one I do know is 2010. This is Brendan Gaughan's 2010 Nationwide Series car. So we have some of those. And then I think that's it. Yeah. And then we have the Bobby Labonte 2010, actually, Coke Zero car. I'll be 3D printing a spoiler for that as well. And then we have, this one's interesting. It's Kyle Busch's 2002 ARCA car. So this one's pretty interesting. I'm making this one for my buddy as well. So pretty random paint scheme, but it'll be pretty cool. So I got quite a few projects coming up on top of the Carl Edwards 2015 Coca-Cola 600 win car, which is going to be this one at some point. So, plenty of things to work on top of, obviously, Cody's cars as well. So, yeah. I think what we'll probably do, we've been going for an hour. We've made some decent progress tonight. Obviously, I said I'm going to stream on Sunday evening. Maybe I'll do like a 6 o'clock on Sunday or something a little earlier, like right after dinner time. Hopefully I'm feeling better by then too. I mean, I feel better. I'm just, I just sound terrible with this congestion. No more model airplanes. I'm not. Oh yeah, that was another project I worked on, got roped into. No more model airplanes. I'm not doing any more of those. I've reached my limit of model airplane work. That's not my forte. It was cool. It's kind of fun to watch the number bounce back and forth. We had 8 people, then we dropped down to 4. Now we got 6 people back in. So, thank you guys for joining. If you haven't yet, vote on the poll if you plan to watch the Rolex 24-hour race this weekend. I will be probably watching most of it. It's on Peacock. The entire race is on Peacock. They split it into 4 streams, so 6 hours a stream. And I'll more than likely be watching the whole thing. I'll probably just have it on once it starts until... Funny car for Clay Millican. Doesn't Clay Millican... I'm pretty sure he drives a dragster. But no, I'm not doing that either. I was, though, speaking of that, I was thinking about reaching out to Dr. Pepper and seeing if he wanted any for Thor Sport. But we'll see. I don't know. Probably not. Like I said. Oh, I have to show you guys Ryan Sieg's car. Hold on. This might crash my computer. We'll find out. I don't have enough space to fill my monoplanes. Yeah, I had to work on a monoplane for a guy, and it was too much. It was fine, but I wasn't a fan of it. I like model planes. I think they're cool, but I think planes are cool in general, but it's not my... NASCAR is my sphere. Ryan Sieg 2026. Alright. Images. Boom. There you go. Oh yeah, and in case you guys are wondering, no, I haven't got a new computer yet. My laptop's still, like, stupid. Slow. Alright. Let's look at that. Would you look at that? Put that away for a second. So there's Ryan Sieg's paint scheme for the year 2026. There's a few things about it that I like, and there are a few things about it that I don't like. Personally, from a diecast standpoint, I don't like the fact that I'm going to have to paint this thing black and white again. There's really no way for me to get around that when I make this car, because undoubtedly I'll be making some. So my thought process is I'll probably paint the front splitter white underneath that red stripe. That what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably make the red stripe a decal, and then that white line above the red stripe will also be a decal. Then everything underneath will be painted. And then that white underneath the headlights, that'll probably be a decal. And then everything on the roof will be, the hood, the roof, that'll all be painted black. And then the rest of the car will be painted white. So all down the door will be white, the trunk deck lid will be white, and then the TV panel. So I like the car. I think it looks pretty good. It's It's going to take some getting used to adjusting to the black door numbers. I think that's, I mean, I know that's different. This year they were white, but it's a little strange personally for me to look at. But I think it's cool. I like the paint scheme. You know, I think it's going to be a little bit more challenging from a decal aspect, perhaps. But overall, so here's my opinion about them switching to Camaro, and I actually talked to their owner last year when I was at Watkins Glen. He was a really nice guy, really cool, Mr. Sieg himself. I think his name is Rod. He basically was saying that Chevrolet offers a lot of technical support compared to what Ford offers. He said Toyota offers the most, and then it's Ford, or then it's Chevy, and then it's Ford as far as the Xfinity series goes. So they were trying to move over to Chevy even before last year, and the higher ups at NASCAR kind of nicely asked him if they could stick with Ford. So I thought that was pretty interesting to hear kind of from the inside. I think personally, I think it's better for the sport when you have multiple different teams with multiple different manufacturers running. I think that's helpful for everybody involved, just to kind of spread the wealth around a little bit. But I totally understand why so many teams switch to Chevy in the Xfinity series with how they run and everything like that. So I get it. I don't love it, but I understand it. Toyota and Chevy kind of have a monopoly on that series. But I do think personally, for the sake of the 39 team, I think switching to Chevrolet is going to benefit them a lot from a racing standpoint, and hopefully setup wise and all that. I hope Ryan can get a win. I really do. That dude, he's been at it for so long. I mean, I hope they can get one. Personally, if I'm being severely biased, I hope it's at Charlotte in May when I'm there in person. That would be the coolest thing ever. But it doesn't matter what track. I hope they get one at some point. So, sorry. So yeah, I hope they can get a win. I don't care where it is. Personally, it would be so much cooler if they could get it in Charlotte when I'm there, but I don't care. Wherever they can find a win, hopefully they get one. Oh yeah, Texas was heartbreaking. What up, James? How you doing? I'm just decaling some cars. Glad to see you here. I'm a little under the weather, but you know what? We're here to entertain. So I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. Vote on the poll if you haven't. I see it ticked up to 7 votes, so maybe you already did, but glad to see you here. Hopefully you're doing well out there. Yeah, Texas was so disappointing. I'm doing well. I'm a little, like I said, I'm a little under the weather. This cold, it's been an annoying one. I felt bad for like a couple days. Now I feel fine. It's just I'm congested and I'm just stuffy and I sound stupid. But thank you for voting. I assumed that you did, and I'm assuming that you're probably going to watch. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, Texas was a heartbreaking race. I was so disappointed when he finished second. Side by side, one of the closest finishes in Xfinity history, and it had to go against Ryan. And then he had a really good car. I think it was Las Vegas last year, and I want to say he got a speeding penalty. No, there was they had an uncontrolled tire or something. I think they had an uncontrolled tire, and I think he drove his way back up to like finished 6th or 5th or something like that. But that was a race that they probably should have won as well. And then Phoenix. Phoenix was frustrating too because he had a good car in the 41. He started to finally figure it out in the 3rd stage, and then he got wrecked by Christian Eckes. That was wild. So stupid. Somehow I was able to download Wreckfest. I love Wreckfest. First of all, love Wreckfest. Have it for my PS4. How the heck did you get it for your phone? That's cool. I wish I could play more games. I have too many things going on. Wreckfest is a fun game. It's so much fun. That, believe it or not, that's the only game that I play or have played that my wife will actually sit down and watch me play. She doesn't like Call of Duty. I don't really play that a whole lot anymore, but she didn't really even like FIFA all that much, even though she loves soccer. But she loved watching me play Wreckfest. So hopefully it's as fun on the phone as console. How did you get it on your phone? No idea, but that's pretty fun. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I hope the 39 team gets one this year. I really do. And Kyle even looked pretty good in the 39 car when Ryan drove the 41 at Phoenix. It's funny because he was outrunning his brother in Phoenix. So, I think there's a bright future at Ryan Sieg Racing because he's quite a bit younger than Ryan is. So, I'm looking forward to seeing that team progress and hopefully get a win. If they do end up getting a win this year, and Lionel doesn't make that diecast, I'll more than likely be on the hook for a few of those. Obviously, I'll make myself one, and I'm sure Ryan will want one as well. But yeah, I have the same deal with my buddy that works for them. For every top 5, I'll make him a car. So we'll see how they do. I'm still looking forward to it, even if I'm going to have to make him a bunch of cars. Update on my iPhone, which gave me a game app, kind of like the App Store, but different. Oh, iPhone 16. Yeah, I definitely don't have an iPhone 16. But that's cool. A game app. That's pretty neat. So, yeah. So should we do... Yeah, we might as well. Should we just commit to doing the passenger side of all these cars as well tonight? Might as well. If you guys haven't been here the whole time, I did say that I'll probably be going live on Sunday as well. So if you're snowed in like me, potentially on Sunday, I will be going live, assuming we don't lose power, which would be awful. We're supposed to get somewhere between like 8 and 12 inches of snow reportedly. So we'll see what actually happens. Could get more, could get less. It's the Midwest, you never really know. But yeah, I do love Wreckfest. One of the things that I always liked, harder to find. Yeah, well, that's kind of true with any game. Mobile gaming is fun for some things, but much more difficult for other style gaming. I always liked watching Ed Soundhead. If you guys are familiar with Soundhead Entertainment, that dude is hilarious. Always put out tons of great content, tons of good videos. He did come back a little bit, made a few more videos, but hasn't really been back to his full video making days. But he played Wreckfest a lot on his channel, and those were always fun videos to watch. And shout out to him. If you guys aren't subscribed, go over to Soundhead Entertainment. Seems like a pretty cool dude. I don't know if he's... Yeah, a lot of fun videos from that guy. He's not too far from me. He's just one state north of me. And, yeah. One thing that I wish I could do, but I never did, since I didn't have Wreckfest for PC, was I only had it for console, was he had all the NASCAR mods in the game. And that was one thing that I wish I could get, but I couldn't because I was on console. So it's still a fun game. I have an absolute blast playing it whenever I do. It's just finding time to play it. That is the challenge. That is the challenge. But yeah. Super glad that you guys are here tonight hanging out. Hope you're having fun. Hope you're enjoying the evening. It's a Friday night. Winter. If you guys are anywhere kind of in the middle of the country or in the north, some snow is either heading your way or is already at your doorstep. Snow's not quite here yet. It's going to be starting on Sunday. At least that's what the weather says. So we'll see. We'll see how much we get. And again, like I said, plan to go live Sunday. We'll be doing pretty much the same thing. Maybe we'll probably talk about the Rolex 24-hour race because I do plan on watching most of it. And any other things that you guys want to talk about within reason. I don't really go into these streams with much of a plan. I kind of just make it up as I go. I definitely don't have a script or anything like that. There's really not much of a plan. I turn the streaming software on, start working on the decals, and just whatever you guys want to talk about, that's what we'll talk about. How else would I'm thinking about making an IMSA version. Okay, that would be cool. I like that. I'm all about customization. Obviously, like that's what I do on the channel all the time. I think it's really cool when you can make something unique and turn something into something else. So, if you guys tune into the channel in about, I don't know, 2-3 months from now, this car will be Carl Edwards' 2015 Coca-Cola 600 raced version car with all the Coke bottles and Subway and everything on it. So I really like customization and everything like that. So especially for things that were never made. So like turning your Cadillac Hypercar Hot Wheels into an IMSA version would be sweet. Did you see qualifying the Cadillac? They put it up on the pole and then they got their pole disqualified. Their pole speed rescinded. Not sure why. I didn't really read into it, but I did see that happen. So hopefully they can rebound, get whatever. I don't even know what the infraction was that got them disqualified. But hopefully they can get that sorted, figured out. Like I said earlier in the stream, I love the IMSA race. It's something different. I go into it with like pretty much no expectations at all. It's just racing. And it's fun to watch. Because you have all the different classes, you have all the different storylines, all the different drivers. Not a lot of NASCAR drivers in the race this year. I think the only ones I know of are AJ Allmendinger and Connor Zilisch. A lot of IndyCar drivers. Alex Palou's racing in it. Kyle Kirkwood, Will Power. I know I saw some other ones. I have made hand-painted Connor Zilisch WeatherTech Exalted diecast. I have made a hollow for it. See, that's cool. I appreciate that. Once upon a time, I also tried to hand-paint stuff, and I'm not the best at it. They did not turn out well. So, once I figured out decals, I never hand-painted anything again. Decal only. But I'm sure you probably have more talent than me as far as painting goes. So that's really neat. I did think about making a hauler once as well. Actually, come to think of it, the one guy on the Fast Track racing team, he wanted, or was it Ryan Sieg? Maybe it was the Ryan Sieg hauler guy. Yeah, send a DM on Twitter. I think they're open. If not, friend me and I'll friend you back and whatever, however that works. It might have been the Ryan Sieg hauler driver. He wanted a hauler diecast. That never came to fruition. Oh, paper wrapped? Okay. Yeah, so you printed it out, and that allows you to have a little bit of extra detail in graphics and stuff. I get that. But you got to start somewhere. My first couple custom cars were not good. Not too good. Oh, this one's also fighting me. But yeah, maybe when I go down to Charlotte, that guy might talk to me again, or I could text my buddy. Not that I need to take on any projects, but I'm always a little intrigued to take on stuff that's a little bit different, stuff that's a little unique, like my Kyle Kirkwood IndyCar that I'm working on, which is done, by the way. I just have to add a clear coat to it. Now the problem is, the weather is really, really cold, so I won't be clearing it anytime in the near future. We have 8 people watching though. That's awesome. We're almost at double digits, so thank you guys all for joining. I appreciate you being here. If you're new, welcome to the channel. We just work on custom diecasts, cars, and hang out and chat. These 50 cars I'm making for Cody. And then the whole reason I started this channel was just to show my collection, kind of do a video archive of it. And it's kind of morphed into a couple different things where we're making custom cars for people, and I'll showcase those, and then we'll do some live streams where we're just talking and hanging out. So quite a few different things going on in the channel, but at the end of the day, it's still the primary purpose of it is still to kind of just show my diecast collection, as well as have a video archive of all of my cars. So yeah, we're slowly working through all of my cars. It's gonna take it'll take years. It'll take years. I have a lot of cars, too many cars. So the channel will be 2 years old in March. And we've gone through quite a few cars up to this point, but there are plenty more to get into. So we've barely scraped the surface of all the Jeff Gordon ones. So, but yeah, if you guys like hanging out, we'll talk NASCAR. As soon as the season starts, we'll talk NASCAR. And if, like I said, if you guys are new here and you're interested, every Sunday. All right, James, I'll check them out. I saw my phone light up, but I'm assuming it's what you sent. So I'll check them out after the stream. Yeah, the plan is to stream after every race weekend this year. So obviously I'll have tons of projects and stuff to work on. But we'll also talk about the race weekend, all the things that happened. Truck, Cup, and O'Reilly. I wish they'd call it Truck, Grand National, and Cup Series. Then there's no sponsor affiliation, and it just rolls off the tongue real nice. Maybe someday. It could be like the O'Reilly Grand National Series. But just call it something like that, so there's a common name. I think that's one thing that I really like. That was like one good move that I think NASCAR made. I don't compliment them much. They make a lot of bad decisions. But going from the Winston to the Nextel to the Sprint to the Monster Energy to the... I think that was all of them. I think that was all of the title sponsors. Getting rid of an official title sponsor and just having it be the NASCAR Cup Series, that was a good decision. I really like that decision. Having it be, I know it's the Craftsman Truck Series, and it was the Camping World Truck Series, the Gander Outdoors Truck Series, whatever it was, but they've always been the Truck Series. Like if somebody says truck, you know which series they're talking about. The only one that races trucks, obviously. And then the Cup Series has always been the top level because you've had the Winston Cup, the Nextel Cup, the Sprint Cup. So it's always been that top level. Whereas the Busch Series, it was the Busch Grand National Series back in the day, way back in the day. So if they could just bring back just the Grand National, that could be their title sponsor. But, whatever. I'm not in charge of those kinds of decisions. I think that would help. I think that would be a good decision, but yeah. Anyway, hopefully you guys are doing well. I know we've had a lot of people jump in the stream, jump out of the stream. It's been fun. Maybe Sunday I'll do some numbers. I'll make it clickbait. I'll do IMSA recap. IMSA 24-hour race, Rolex 24-hour race recap. And we'll see if people join that way. Because like I said, I do plan on watching most of the race. I might talk about the Premier League a little bit, because that is also taking place on Saturday as well as Sunday. But we're up to an hour and a half. We've had a lot of people hop in and out. We've been up to 8 people a couple different times during the stream, so that's been fun. Hopefully I'm entertaining enough for you guys to hang out, stick around for a little bit, and chat. And like I've said numerous times before, and I just said this not too long ago, but I don't really hop into the streams with a script or anything like that. We kind of just go. So if you guys have a topic that you want to discuss, mostly racing related, I'll talk about some other things, but mostly racing related. I'm always willing to oblige. Obviously, my other big hobby is the Premier League. I say hobby, I don't really do much with it other than watch the matches. But that's a big one. I pay attention to most matches, most weekends. So we'll always have, at least between August and May, June, we'll have Premier League to talk about. I made a work in progress post. If you want to check it out, I'm driving work on this channel. Also, I think my previous comment got deleted. Oh, okay. Alright, let me see if I can find your channel now. For some reason, I couldn't find it earlier. I searched it at Ronaldo Mora. I gotta do this now, otherwise I'll forget, since you didn't actually send it to me. Is your picture... Oh, okay, work in progress. Dang, that's pretty good drawing. Nice. I am not good at drawing. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I couldn't draw that. Should I pull it up on stream? Should I show everybody? All like 5 people in the chat. I don't have to. If you say no, that's perfectly fine too. I can't draw, so I find that impressive. Maybe you think it's not good. I think it's pretty good. But I know how, like, if you make something, you know all the mistakes of it, and so you will nitpick yourself to death over it. Just like whenever I make cars. I will know everything that's wrong with these cars. Well, no, not if I want to. If you don't mind, I will. Hold on, my camera's freaking out. But I will nitpick, and I will know everything wrong with all the cars that I make. So sometimes I'm too hard on myself. But that drawing looks really cool. I'll find it 1 second. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, we'll probably only go for another half hour or so. I don't really plan on going for too much longer than that. Sunday might be a different story. I might do 6 o'clock on Sunday. We'll have to see. All right, we're at 444. We hit 444 subscribers. Woo! My camera's being stupid. Hold on. Oh man, my computer's about to implode. I need to get a new computer. Okay. All right, 1 second. All right, let's see. There you are. There you are. All right. Make that a little bit bigger. All right, now this is a stupid question probably. It looks like colored pencil, crayon, colored pencil, I don't know, water paints. It's pretty good. I like how you have the white line through the 7s on the door that kind of looks like a reflection. That's pretty good stuff. I could not draw that. And you have it like super canted over like it's going through the corner. That's sweet. Color pencil. I like it. I like it. It's good work. I like seeing people that are good at what they do, whatever that thing is, excel at it. You got the fender flares and the front fenders. You got his helmet in there. I mean, that's pretty detailed. Yeah, throw some hearts or some confettis or something in the chat for this. That's cool. I cannot do that. So major props on this drawing. Really, really cool. I like it. Now let's. I hope you don't mind if we get back to this though. But everybody, throw some confettis, throw some hearts in the chat for Ronaldo Mora. That was his drawing. Carson Hocevar 77. Chili's Ride the Dead. Hold on, like. I know, we got to talk about Chili's. That is such a bizarre sponsor. Like, I'm glad that they do a lot with Carson and like they do a lot to promote NASCAR, but what a goofy. It's just so bizarre, so strange. But I think it's good for the sport. Don't get me wrong. I think NASCAR needs stuff like that where they're getting the drivers in front of people. I think that is very, very important. And I don't want that to get lost on the fact that Chili's like their sponsorship and how they'll have Carson, like his fire suit will sometimes be like a work uniform where it's jeans and like a polo shirt or something or a button down. It's so funny. Like, but I think it's great for the sport. I love when sponsors interact well with their drivers. I think that needs to happen so much more. I think that's unfortunately a lost art in NASCAR and sponsorship. Some of my favorite old commercials were the Napa ones where Michael Waltrip would be doing stupid stuff with Napa. Michael Waltrip was always a weird guy, but when you have the sponsor engagement with the drivers and the teams more, it helps the sport grow. It helps put the sport in front of everybody. And then some people might want to tune in and see what it's about. But yeah, nachos and salsa. Burger, nachos, sweet tea. Oh, maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but I don't know. I don't really like sweet tea all that much. I know, maybe it's an unpopular opinion, but yeah, sweet tea is just, it's not my favorite. I think because it has too much sugar in it. Because if I'm thinking correctly, that's pretty much what sweet tea is, right? It's just tea with a bunch of sugar in it. I know it's very southern. Oh yeah, after last stream, I did go have some popcorn. So maybe I'll have to come up with something after this stream to have. But really cool drawing. Really cool drawing. Yeah, I'm definitely not from the South. Oh, speaking of the South, did you guys see Chick Hicks crashed Lightning McQueen today? Hold on, I gotta find this. So this was in the Mazda MX-5 race. Hold on. All right, everybody, give Ronaldo more, give him some more hearts and confetti and all that stuff in the chat for his really cool drawing. Now I'm gonna go look. Hold on, let's see. Chick Hicks Lightning McQueen crash. I don't know if you guys saw this today. This was so funny. I think it actually happened yesterday. All right, let's see. Oh, I don't know if I'm signed into Twitter on this computer. Hopefully we'll be able to view it. So in the Mazda MX-5 race. Okay, I'm not signed in, so let's see if I'm able to even view the post. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So apparently there were 45 cars competing. Check this out. Check this out. The Chick Hicks car. All right, James. Hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I'll check out the stuff you sent me after the stream. Hopefully I'll see you on Sunday. Have a good night. But the 95, the Lightning McQueen Mazda got wrecked by the 86 Chick Hicks Mazda. Like, it's so funny too because the actual wreck, it's like a real racing wreck. It wasn't like the 86 just had it out for the 95. Like, the 86 missed the backstretch chicane, and when he tried to re-enter, he got into the 95, pushed them both into that tire barrier. It's the funniest thing. Like, what is it? Reality imitates fiction, or fiction imitates reality, or something like that. I just can't believe it. So Cars came out in 2006. So 20 years later, you have Chick Hicks wrecking Lightning McQueen in an actual race. That's just so funny. I'll see if I can find the video of it. I'll have to play it without sound, but let me just see. Oh, it's on Facebook. I don't know if can open this. Oh, that was a different wreck. Alright, hold on. It was also on Twitter, but I'm having a hard time finding it. I don't know. Either way, look it up. It was funny. Somebody's got it. I know the video is out there because I saw it. But anyway, it's not that big of a deal right now. let's just keep working on these cars. I at least want to get the door, the whole side panels on these other two cars before the end of the stream tonight. If you guys haven't voted on the poll, vote on that. If you plan on watching the Rolex 24-hour race this weekend, it starts tomorrow. We've already had some pretty eventful stuff. The Michelin endurance race was on today. That one was pretty fun. Came down to the wire between what was the class? I don't even remember what the class of cars was. But it was pretty good racing. I'm always excited for this weekend. It's a fun one. But yeah, and hopefully you guys are prepared for this snowstorm of the century. It's kind of interesting because we've become so dependent on our technology and everything. Like, obviously we live better than pretty much any generation ever with all of the amenities that we have and all of the simplistic, or all of the things that help us out in our day-to-day lives, like electricity, refrigeration, heating, cooling, our food, like being able to buy pretty much any food at any time, anywhere. And then obviously cell phone information. You can look up literally anything at any point, pretty much everywhere. So it is kind of crazy how reliant we as a society have become on all of that technology. Now, obviously, I hope that everything goes well for everybody in this snowstorm, like, and it isn't as bad. Hopefully they were just playing it up really bad, so that people would prepare a little bit, but yeah, hopefully it goes a lot smoother than what they're saying, and it doesn't impact as many people as much. But, you know, just like what Greg Biffle was doing last year. Was it last year or was it 2 years ago? With the hurricane in North Carolina. Like, it's amazing to think that some people were not getting help in America in 2020. Actually, I think it was 2024. In the United States after a hurricane. Like, I don't know. You would think that we'd be good enough to do that with all the resources and all the technology and everything that we have, but Y2K stuff was flying off the shelves. Yeah, so I don't remember Y2K at all because I was 4, but it probably was a crazy time. Y2K. What a time. Oh, I have heard a lot about it. The computers are going to reset. Everything's going to fail. Yeah, it didn't happen, but it's kind of like the whole... I don't want to get into it. But, yeah, hopefully everybody stays safe out there and takes care of themselves and you know. All right, hey. Thank you for joining, Mr. Ronaldo Mora. I appreciate you being here. Also, great job on the drawing. Keep up the artwork. It looked great. Keep it up. And I hope you have a good night. We'll see you maybe Sunday. See you Sunday for the next stream. So, thanks for joining. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. We'll be going for maybe another... Ooh, I don't know. Do you think I can get these other two put on in the next 10 minutes? Probably not. I might go a little bit later than I anticipated. I need to quit talking and get decaling. That's my big problem. Of course, how am I supposed to entertain you guys if we're just decaling the whole time and I'm not saying anything? Or since I'm sick, is that preferred? Would you guys rather me just not say anything? You could listen to some nice classical music. I think it's Mozart. No, it's Bach. What is it? Yeah, it's Mozart. Listen to some nice Mozart instead of my voice. I forgot to cut this piece off of the other one, so I'll have to go back and do that. Did I? Or did I not? I don't know. Tell you what, you got it. What, should I just keep going? I guess I could just stream until those are done. It's been fun though. I'm glad that we had some new faces, some old faces hop into the chat again tonight. It's good to see you guys. I'm looking forward to Sunday's stream. Hopefully some more people will join. I dream of a day maybe once of, maybe, we'll see, of the chat moving so fast that I can't keep up with it. I don't think that's ever going to happen on this channel, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah. We'll at least have the Rolex 24-hour race to recap. It's not really my forte, but we'll talk about it anyway. We will talk about it anyway. We'll recap the Premier League action of the weekend. We'll recap the Rolex 24-hour race. And we'll be preparing for this snowstorm. So Sunday should be a fun one. I got the snow shovel ready. We'll dig ourselves out. This is America. We solve problems here. We create a lot of problems, but we also solve a lot of problems. All right. 2 more decals to go on this stream, and then we'll call it. Because I'm getting tired. I kind of... it's not that I feel that bad, but I should go to sleep. Because West Ham plays tomorrow. 7:30 a.m. So I gotta wake up early. So if I go to bed early, I can wake up early, watch my Hammers, play Southampton, hopefully win. We'll see. Favorite Disney Pixar movie? Well, I feel like I'm obligated to say Cars, since we're working on Cars, right? But I mean, here's the thing with the Pixar movies. They didn't really miss. Up until about 2010 with Toy Story 3. Which Toy Story 3 is still a good movie. But if we go chronologically through them, I don't know, type them all out in the chat, chronological order. I think Toy Story 1 came out first. What was it? Then A Bug's Life? Life is a Highway. Yeah. It was, I think it was Toy Story 1, then A Bug's Life, then Toy Story 2, then... Oh, Cars 3 is not that good. Well, Cars 2 is worse than Cars 3. Hold on. We gotta go in order. I think it was Toy Story, Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, Incredibles, I think then Ratatouille, then WALL-E, then Toy Story 3. Whoa, ho, 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 race car. So they didn't really miss with any of those movies. All of those movies were really, really good. I guess my favorite... Am I missing one? I feel like I'm missing one. I think Ratatouille is probably their best movie. I think Ratatouille is the best movie that Pixar has made. Finn McMissile. Okay, the thing about Cars 2. Cars 2, if it wasn't Queen, McQueen, McQueen, Queen, Queen, McQueen, McMissile, McQueen, McQueen, McMissile, Missile, Queen. if you look at Cars 2 like solely on its own, it's not that bad of a movie. Necessarily. It's like a James Bond kind of spy movie with gadgets and things like that. Missions and different disguises and different things of that nature. On its own, it's not that bad of a movie, really. But if you compare it to Cars and then just put it in the Cars universe, it doesn't make any sense. Oh, did I say The Incredibles? I feel like, oh yeah, Up was really good. The first 4 minutes of Up are better than like most Disney movies today. But yeah, I would say Cars 2 isn't that bad of a movie if you just look at it by itself. But unfortunately, you can't. You have to look at it in the context of the other Cars movies. And I just think it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like Cars being spies and stuff, it's just a weird, it just doesn't fit in. Like Cars are just supposed to drive. But the whole Cars concept is really weird too, because if you think about it, like, and I guess we don't need to like get too deep into it, but if you think about, I saw this the other day. Mater is a tow truck, but he lives in a junkyard. And if you think about it, a junkyard is just a bunch of car parts. But then if you think a little bit more about it, like, the car parts are the people in cars. So he just had it. It's basically the equivalent of having a bunch of body parts like in your house. It's pretty messed up if you actually dig into it. Same thing with Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc.'s a pretty weird movie when you think about it. Going into kids' bedrooms while they're sleeping and scaring them and collecting their screams. It's kind of strange. It's kind of strange. You turn all of those weird things off out of your mind, and they're really good movies. If you don't think about the premises too much. But, like, if you do, they're kind of weird. Kind of weird. Yeah, Dennis Mater. Yeah, rip. But yeah, it's kind of strange to think about those sorts of things, especially since they're just kids' movies. I'm trying to think, like, Finding Nemo, there's not too many, it's not too weird. Like, it's a father trying to look after his son, and his son disobeys him, and then they got to figure out and reconcile their relationship. I think that one's pretty good. I don't think it's really that weird. They're fish. They're in the ocean. There's not too much weirdness about that movie. The Incredibles, there's not really a lot weird about that. They're super people with superpowers. Like, that's just kind of a superpower movie. That one's not too out there. Bug's Life. I'm trying to think. Is Bug's... Well, okay. Obviously, the elephant in the room, just Toy Story. Your toy is coming to life. Like, that's creepy. That's super creepy. But I understand it. Like, everybody imagined what their toys would do when you're not around. Inside Out was okay. I think... I don't hate Inside Out. It's definitely not my favorite. I mean, the older Pixar movies are obviously my favorite, but I think Inside Out's okay. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it is a little bit weird being in the brain of a kid. And just seeing how, like, a kid's mind changes and processes things. But, yeah, that one's kind of weird too, a little bit. But not a bad movie. Fish are friends, not food. True. I take that personally because I don't like to eat fish. I don't like seafood. So, I live by that motto Although I don't really have any fish friends. Yeah, the dentist. See? We went from like a NASCAR stream to a Pixar stream. You never know what you're going to get on this channel. This channel's all over the place. We have all sorts of fun here. So it's 9:58. I'm on my last car. Rip, it's tough to... Listen. We could have an entire stream where I just talk about Disney the whole time. Maybe if I ever work on a Disney car, we'll do a Disney stream where I just talk about Disney and we make the car. Because I know somebody that collects Disney cars. I don't want to say who, but I know somebody who collects Disney NASCARs, and maybe I'll end up making some more in the future. Who knows? But yeah, we could do an entire stream about Disney. It would be relevant too if I'm decaling a NASCAR that has some sort of connection to Disney. But yeah, rip to the tough to be a bug. All right, well that's Forrest Gump. That's totally different direction. What? Oh, your friend. Is the stream behind, or what? Like, I don't know. Sometimes your guys' comments are like way behind what I'm talking about in the moment, and sometimes I don't know. It doesn't make sense. What I can tell you is, yeah, Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. That was a pretty good restaurant down there in Universal Studios, Orlando. That was a fun time. What I can tell you is I'm ready to be done talking. I'm glad that you guys have hung out and stuck around and we've chit-chatted and BS'd for the past 2 hours, but my nose is stuffy and I'm worn out. I'm ready to be done talking. I am glad that we went live. I got to interact with you guys and hang out and work on some cars and stuff, but I'm ready for sleep. I'm ready for sleep. And I'm also ready to just not talk. I'm gonna go drink some tea before I go to bed, have a snack, take some medicine. Okay, so you say that it lags. Is it lagging? Like, is the video lagging? Is the audio lagging? Because on my end, I haven't seen any problems tonight. And that's really frustrating if it's lagging for you guys. Maybe it's your internet, maybe it's my internet, whatever it is. I actually haven't had any problems tonight. The stream, like my phone crashed like one time. But that was it. So, I don't know what it is. What it is. Hopefully, no, I don't mean to say this, but like, hopefully it's just your fault that it's lagging behind and not my fault. Like, I hope that the stream is going out fine to everybody. And then whether it's your phone or your internet or whatever, that's making it lag behind. Because I'm not an expert at all. And I think I know the 4 people that are watching, so we're all friends here. I think. I at least know 3 of you. Oh, now we gotta get out. I'm drinking chamomile right now. Heck yeah. So I'm gonna be having some tea. I'll probably, I don't know if I'm gonna do peach. Maybe I'll do a chamomile. Throw some honey in there. Maybe a little bit of, mix a little vodka in there, just for good measure. And then go to sleep so I can wake up 7:30. West Ham's coming to town. Actually, they're gonna, I don't even know if they're home or away. But this stream's been kind of fun because we've a lot of people have bounced in and out of it unfortunately, not everybody is in at the same time. I wish, at some point, we get everybody in at the same time, then we have like 10 people watching. That would be pretty cool. One day, we'll get there. We'll get there. I have a feeling during the season, we'll get there. Once the season starts. I also like these streams because they're like little time capsules, too. Well, this whole channel is like a little time capsule. Whenever my kids grow up, they can check out the streams, check out the channel, and be like, this is what your dad used to do. He used to be cool. Actually, I don't know if this is cool. See, then we jump up to 7 people. Like, we're so close. We hit 8 a couple times. Thank you guys for being here. Obviously, welcome in. Unfortunately, we're almost done with the stream. I will be streaming again Sunday. We'll be talking about the Rolex 24-hour race. Honey is nature's broom. Alright. But, yeah, my goal by the end of the year is to have 500 subscribers and on any given stream, roughly 10 people watching. So, we're hovering right around that. We're kind of at 5. We've been bouncing between like 4 to 8 all night. I think we've sat on probably 6, maybe 5, 6, or 7 most of the night. But we've jumped up into the 8 for a little bit, and that was cool. I don't think we hit 9 tonight, but you know, we're getting there. We had 7 people vote in the poll. 57% of you guys are watching, so 4 people will be watching and 3 people will not be watching the Rolex race. So we'll have something to talk about on Sunday when we come back to the stream. And like I said, we made some good progress. This is car number 36 out of 50. Ugh. So we're getting there. We're getting there. But unfortunately, that's going to do it for today. So I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. I'll see you again on Sunday. I'll make another post. I'm sure you guys will see it. If you're interested, drop a like on the stream, subscribe, blah, 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 all that YouTuber stuff. That's not really me. I don't care. It's up to you guys. We're just here to have a fun time. So, I'll see you on Sunday. That's when the snow is supposed to start. Until then, though, have a great rest of your night. And have a good Saturday. And we will reconvene on Sunday. So, with that being said, thank you guys for joining. This has been Diecast Driven, making cars for Cody. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.